Going live, going live. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Jacqueline Valdez. I'm here with Jacqueline Valdez Live. I'm super excited for our next guest. So we have the beautiful Kylie Gates, and she is a wonderful transformational coach and also Les Mills creative director. So welcome.
Thank you so much. And thanks for having me.
Yes, yes, I really appreciate you coming out because I know you are such a busy bee and you have so many projects that are amazing and so inspiring to so many people going on. So we love that you're here to have this wonderful conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I've switched my wording so that I'm not busy anymore. I'm productive. So
I
there's lots of hats that I wear, and I think it just all contributes to a beautiful life. So I love it all.
I love that so much. So you have inspired me now to take those words too and not say busy bee or busy anymore and just say productive.
Yeah, I think it's where we spend our time, energy, and resources, right? So
Yes.
as long as you're putting them in the areas that fulfill you, then you can enjoy your life. That's
I
what it's about.
I love that. So you said you wear many hats. How do
Mm,
you keep yourself nice and centered and balanced, having all these different roles and stay inspired?
yeah. I have got many sort of rituals, what I like to call self-care rituals, that I use. And I guess the big one that I use is yoga. I have a strong yoga practice, meditation practice as well, which is currently I'm doing a meditation course right now. But yeah, I think it's those things, and also just my grounding, like daily walking. Obviously, I am a fitness professional and have been for 30 years, so all the basic things like sleep. I think for me, it's like your basics, your sleep, your great sleep, your really healthy nutrition, and daily exercise or movement or whatever it is that you do. So they're sort of my basics. And then I just layer in after that. All those things help me to stay balanced. And, I get off balance too, like everyone does, because we have those pockets. We work in 3-month cycles as well when our classes come out.
Right.
And that gets like a really busy time. But then I'm just like really intentional about where I put my energy.
Oh my gosh, I
So
love that.
yeah, I think that's the key for me, is just being really intentional. I've learned to do that because everyone wants a piece of you and everyone wants you to do all these things. But I guess you only have one life. So you have to be intentional about where you want to put your energy and where you want to get your joy from. So I think as much as I love working, for me, it's also about enjoying your life, because you only get one life. That's it.
I love
Yeah.
that you say that. You're dropping gems. And the word intentional has been a word that has been in my vocabulary the last 2 days, especially. It's been repeated to me multiple
Mm.
times in
Well, there
multiple
you go.
conversations. So this was meant to be. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
think when we get really intentional, everything kind of changes. I think just, for me anyway, that I can only speak from my experience, and everything has changed for me since I've been really, really intentional about where I want to put my energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. It's true because you don't want to be pulled apart and torn into multiple pieces. You want to be able to give the most that you can give and really
Yes.
enjoy what you're giving.
Absolutely. I think, I just keep going back to it. It's like just seeing every day. I'm not a big goal setter, so I kind of just have those daily goals and things that I want to be doing through my day. But I guess the big one is just, I get to the end of the day and it's like, where was my joy? Where was the things that brought me joy? And I know that, pretty much it is through all the things that I'm doing. But
Uh,
that's from being intentional. So it does take a bit of time, bit of having those that time in your week. One of my friends calls it like white space,
oh,
just time. I call it like just reflection, just my me time. It's my me time where I can just reflect, see where am I at, what am I doing, is it serving me, is it not serving me, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
oh my gosh, you're just dropping gems. I'm going to add that to my routine now too. I love it so much. So you also got into being a transformational coach. When did this happen and how did this journey begin?
Mm. So I have been teaching. I started teaching dance when I was about 14, and then went on and became a professional dancer. And then I got into the fitness industry, and that's all coaching. I guess I realized early on when I was coaching athletes that a lot of it wasn't technical coaching. There's always going to be an element of that, but it was mostly mindset. It was a lot of the mindset and really getting people's confidence, because when you're at that high level at any sort of, I guess, any level, any profession, but particularly in sport, a lot of it comes down to mindset.
Right.
You can have two super talented people, but it will be who's got the stronger mindset to push through and get to the end. So that's when I started. I thought, well, I know a lot, and I've obviously gained a lot of wisdom myself from being an athlete all my years, but I was like, I want to go get my qualifications in transformational coaching. So I actually got that, and then I was doing coaching and serving clients, but I really was like, there's got to be more to it. So I was a little bit more like, okay, what's next,
Right.
which can be good and not so good sometimes. But
Right.
I found sort of this integrative, holistic coaching, which
Wow.
just spoke to my heart. It was like, okay, this is me. I'm a gut person. I go with my gut feelings, and it was like, okay, this is the stuff I need to be doing, because it integrated the yoga, the meditation, and the self-care tools that often we need. I mean, I coach a lot of these courses, group coaching that I do, and it all comes down to the self-care. It really does. And who is putting those boundaries on you? It's actually, most of the time, it's no one else. It's actually us doing it. And as a coach, I believe you have to be your first client. So I transformed my life through this sort of work. And now it's like, okay, I want to be able to give back to other people and pay it forward, as well as continuing to do the work, because there's no real destination. It's about the journey. And I've always been like that. I've never been a big goal setter. I'm sort of like that daily goals. That's it. And just be present, because I think when you're present, you can extract more from life. Yeah.
I love that so much. I'm a huge believer in that too, in being present and going along with the journey, because that's part of the beauty.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think if I can pass on some of that and influence people, I mean, that's yeah, just everything, because everyone's got their own journey and it looks different, right? So it's, for me, it's, what I love about coaching is about what's possible, what's positive, and really helping people to move forward. So it's, you can, there's obviously tools and things I do, a lot of visualization, where, you can help clear some of the blocks. A lot of people have limiting beliefs. I mean, we all have beliefs are everywhere in our life when we start looking at it. But yeah, looking at limiting beliefs, looking at things that are holding you back from being, the best version of yourself, I guess. Yeah, but I think,
I love that.
yeah,
I
I
love
love it
it so
too.
much. And you're glowing. You are just shining. You're just such a ray of light. And so many people have so much love for you. And it is because you are so loving and welcoming and giving and wanting to help others, to also glow and shine.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I've been at periods in my life where I've sort of been a little bit victim like and thinking, why is this happening to me, and poor old me? And then I kick myself up the butt and go, okay, move on. Come on. You're not a victim. I am co-creating my life. So I think that's always what I'm working with clients with, is that, you have the power within you to do it. We're not victims. Our life, life is going to continue on. But if we can actually sort of take control of our lives and go, well, this is what I want in my life, and I'm going to try and, whether it's manifesting or trying to create this in my life. And I think one of the other big things is, a lot of clients and a lot of people I talk to, they're focusing on what they don't have in their life versus what you do have. And that's a big thing for me. That's actually a mental thing that I do all the time, because I can easily go down that rabbit hole as well. And, watching other people, comparing yourself to others, all that sort of stuff. But it's like, no, what do I have in my life? What can I be grateful for?
Yes.
That is so powerful.
It is very powerful. And it's so true how many people overlook that self
Mm,
care and overlook just those negative talks or thoughts in their mind and focusing on the negative side instead of this is what
yeah.
I'm grateful for. I'm finding gratitude. And like you said, you're in control of your life.
Yeah, it's virtually impossible to stay with negative thinking
Yeah.
when you step into gratefulness.
Yes.
So,
Oh,
you know, there's so much research around that, and there's so much research around the power of meditation. Even if you did 5 minutes a day. I mean, I'm doing a course right now where there's meditators who are way beyond me, but I mean, it's fascinating to hear it all the way that they speak, and I think, oh my goodness, you know, it's just great. I think it's going in with an open mind and just, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, because we change as humans, and I think it's giving yourself the grace and going, okay, maybe I'll try this. But it's finding the tools that work for you. You know, some of my clients meditate outside through walking, like a walking practice. Some of them do it through more of a movement yoga practice. It's finding the tools that work for you, the tools and techniques.
I
I
love.
think the big one in today's society is really being able to process and release our emotions, you know, and doing it in a way that's really healthy and going to serve us. That's super important. Yeah, because there's so much going on in the world. You know, there's a lot of negative stuff going on, yet there is some really positive stuff going on as well.
Yeah.
And it's where you want to put your energy as, you know, part of it as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're dropping so many gems tonight. I love so much good stuff for everyone. And it's true though, because there was a period of time with COVID and everything going on
Mm,
that it kind of made a shift in the universe. And it seems like
mm,
people really that were finding that positivity and finding that light really seem to flourish and follow their passion more and follow their calling more and
yeah.
finding that positive note and letting that guide them.
Yeah, absolutely. As someone asked me today, actually, and you know, it's sort of a lot of people say, "Oh, how did you get to where you are?" And you know, it hasn't been any sort of It's never been one of those. Oh, I want to be here in 10 years. That's not my thinking. I've always just followed my heart, and I listen to my gut. That's a really big one for me. Take those opportunities when you see them, you know, and because you never know where they're going to take you to next. And I think, you know, that's where the open mind, open heart comes in. But yeah, I've always followed my heart. I feel grateful, and I don't think it's luck. I think it's, you know, I've done everything I've wanted to do in my life. You know, if it ended tomorrow, I'd be happy as I continue to do the things that bring me joy. So
I
yeah,
love.
that's all I can ask for. I
Yeah.
mean, of course I can have negative emotions and trauma and things happen, but it's how we deal with them and how we react.
Yes.
And I think through a lot of the tools and practices I use, that really helps me to be, you know, a really strong, resilient person. Yeah.
I love that so much. And it's so true, finding that path and finding that positive side and finding the joy and,
Yeah.
following your heart. So I have a hard time too in the past where I've kind of neglected my heart or I've ignored my gut intuition. And
Mm.
I know in the back of my mind, and I know I should listen to my gut, but there's times where I don't also as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know certain times in my life where I haven't done that, but I've also not beaten myself up about it as well. You know, I think, you
Yeah.
know, there's also that you may think, yeah, that's not really for me, but I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to be open to it, see what I can take from this, see what I can learn. And I think that's even doing this meditation course. The teacher was constantly reminding us, you know, this is about understanding the process.
Right.
It's not about becoming a master. And just simply by saying that, I felt myself be a bit lighter, you know, because we just get so, or I'm going to speak from me, I get so like when I'm doing something, it's like, okay, I've got to really master this. And it's like,
Yeah. People
well, I don't
expect
need to master it today. Put that pressure on ourselves. Yeah.
take that pressure off. And
Mm,
exactly, like opening your heart. So when I started to go through kind of a little bit of a heartbreak, I decided to also do the body balance course last year. And I had got sent, I was trained by Rebecca, shout out Rebecca. And I had been given the standing strength track, and it was 97, and it was opening up your heart, feeling things coming into your heart and spreading the love to the universe. And it just fits so perfect how everything tied together
mm,
with that.
mm.
So
Yeah.
the universe does seem to go together as one. So
Yeah.
with Les Mills, you were also recording recently too. You've been, working with some projects recording. Tell us about those.
So every 3 months we record our new releases, and that's always super exciting. Sometimes I've filmed a lot of releases, but I also get a lot of joy out of coaching people and really helping them to be, bring them up to the best version of them. Obviously, it's quite I think for group fitness instructors, it's like the ultimate thing in their career is to be on the masterclass, so a lot of them have been working for years on their craft. And so just to see them get up there and be able to shine and just let out their uniqueness, that's what it is for me, because I believe there's so many great teachers in the world. There's not just, I've never been sort of like one to follow like a guru, and to people, and I know people say to me, oh, you're my favorite and things. I think, but there is so many great instructors, and I know I'm a great instructor, but there's so many great instructors. And I think if we can take from everyone, we can learn from everyone. And it's about, that's why we have so many different people on our masterclass videos, so that then it allows all the audience, they can just relate to different people and take, different things. And you speak your own language. So then all the different presenters bring a different style. Some of them have this incredible language that they use. And a lot of it, especially in body balance, it's always from the heart, because it is a yoga practice. And it can create this, if you can influence, I think that's really always my intention, is that I want to be able to, give people that possibility, give them hope, influence them to realize they can do this. They can be strong in their life. Body balance has completely changed my life, going into yoga. It's been an amazing journey and continues on many years later.
And you can see the love between all of the family of you guys, and you can tell everyone's very passionate and very positive and really encouraging and wanting to spread something that's very unique and just special.
Yeah, the choreographers of Body Balance are Jackie and Diana Mills, and their whole family. They're just beautiful people, and they love to lift other people up. And I think that's really what we try and do as a company is, spreading our love of fitness and how it makes you feel. I think, obviously there was a time where it was all about, the way we look, and that's great. And it is great to feel good about the way you look. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's how you feel on the inside that, that's what really, I know that, when I think back in my 20s, it was probably more about the aesthetics, but now it's more about how I feel inside, and then how that has that ripple effect, as you say, out to the universe, out to people. And you don't know how you're touching people. I think that's also the incredible power of what we do in this in fitness, and even in coaching, anything like this. And just even with social media, putting things on social media, you don't realize how many people are reading your things, or you're making them feel better in that moment. That's what it is for me. It's just about paying it forward.
I love that. Yeah. And also, you are having a project coming up with some workshops, right?
My own workshops.
So so your transformational coaching.
Yes. So I'm currently I've got new ones coming up next year. So I'm always, so I'm running my group coaching, which is Transform, and it is fantastic. It's basically personal growth and life transformation. So we look at it from a holistic lens. So mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. We're looking at everything for wholeness, for wellness as wholeness, and also all the major areas of our lives. So sometimes we can think, okay, I want to focus over here. It's all about my career, but then there'll be some physical things over here that are actually blocking you from working in that space. So we have to look at it from a holistic lens, and I love that. So I love the group coaching, because I feel like everyone brings their wisdom, and we learn and grow from everyone. I learn as well. I'm always learning. I have some amazing clients, amazing. They just so I just had a session this morning. They're fantastic, and everyone just is learning, and that's what I love about these shared experiences. I do enjoy the one-on-one, and that's really great as well. I find that a lot of the people do my group coaching and then they go on to one-on-one. But I really love the group one. There's a special dynamic about that. Yeah, this shared experience that we have together.
It must be so rewarding just to see people's lives transform and to see them awaken.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's like their eyes wake up. It's just like boom. And someone asked me a lot of people say, so what do I get out of this course? Because everyone wants to kind of know that, what am I going to get?
Right.
Everyone's experience is going to be different and unique. But I think the one thing that I personally experienced myself was about coming back to myself, coming home. And I said, who doesn't want to come home to themselves? And then I listened, there was a podcast I listened to recently, which was called Homecoming. And it was the same sort of thing about coming back to yourself, because, our lives are, can be busy out there in this external world, but it's really about coming back to who you are, what you stand for, what difference you want to make in this world. And we're all making a difference in different ways, and in big and small ways. And I think is stay true to your path, and you will live a life that's fulfilled, joyful and fulfilled. Doesn't mean that you won't have any negative stuff going on, because that's just life, ups and downs. But you learn to navigate them. You learn to navigate them with, I think that big thing for me is that you learn to navigate it with grace, and with ease. There's a sense of softness in there. So not sort of always a struggle. I think when I look back at my years, there's been a few years where it's like struggling and just really challenging and tough. And now it's just like, oh yeah, things will come up and it'll be like, yeah, okay, I got to deal with that. But not getting worked up. There's no struggle anymore, because life really is too short to be sweating the small stuff, as they say.
Yeah, that's so true. Finding that natural flow.
Yeah, and I think it's finding the balance. Balance is one of the things that I coach to all the time, and finding the balance that's right for you, because everyone's balance looks and feels different. But finding balance, if you find that, then you're going to be fulfilled, and most of the time you're going to be happy, I guess.
Oh my gosh, you're giving me chills. I love it. I'm so excited and motivated.
Awesome.
Share more, share more. I love it. Yeah, but it's finding your path and finding what works for you. And I love that, you're honoring and letting everyone, know to honor themselves and not to be so hard on yourselves, because that tends to happen with a lot of people, is just being very judgmental and dropping that judgment and letting just everything flow nicely. And I love that you said gracefully and with ease.
Yeah, because I think, someone asked me recently what, oh, you've always done all these practices and, but what's the difference now? And I said, it's definitely just self-care and self-love, more of that, and being more intentional about it. I think I've always done that, but I probably, if I'm really honest, I've probably seen it as a little bit of that it's selfish to do it. That sort of the generation that I grew up in as well, that it was a little bit, selfish to just put yourself first. But it's like putting on your own oxygen mask. You need to put that on first so that you can then help others. So I don't look at it in that lens anymore. I look at it that this is important, that it fills up my tank, and then I can fill up others. So I think that's the big key for me now.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so true though. Self-care. This is a huge lesson, especially for me. I have been very productive. And being a little judgmental and having that time where it's like, if I do sit down, I feel guilty for taking a moment. And then I have to tell myself, no, this is fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Rewiring the path, the brain.
Yes.
And just,
exactly.
like it's just like anything. We have to flex the muscles. It's what I tell my clients. It's like, it's just practice. And when you catch yourself reverting back, which you will, then just go, okay, and not be judgmental. Just like, okay, I'm going to do this now. But it all comes, like for me, it comes down to that planning and knowing, and making sure I've got time in my week, and that I've got those things that bring me joy, that fill up my cup. So I think it's really important for me, it's really important to have time with my girlfriends so I can have those chats.
Yeah.
You know, my husband is my rock, but also to have that connection with people as well, particularly if, you know, you work from home a lot. And I work from home quite a bit. So it's important to have those people that you can just, you know, call up, have the honest chat, or, you know, download. It's a way of processing as well, your emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Having that communication and girl time
Mm,
and
yeah,
friend time. Yeah. So you
absolutely.
travel a lot too. How do you manage to stay just really focused when you're traveling and on the road a lot?
So this year I ended up doing, I counted it. Yeah, I ended up doing a lot more trips than I expected to do this year. Yeah, going forward, I'm not going to be doing as much travel. And that's a good thing. I mean, when the COVID hit, I was actually almost relieved for the first 6 months because I realized I was doing too much, you
Yeah.
know. It's as far as rituals and stuff as, you know, if you're going to talk about discipline and balance, I'm always going to be disciplined because that's my background. So
Mhm.
almost to the point where, you know, it doesn't serve me. So when I'm away overseas or traveling, I'm super disciplined. So I have no problem with that. But I guess I think I was almost traveling so much and sort of having all these experiences away that when I came home, it almost felt I was hitting a bit of a low.
Mm.
And so I realized that. And that's when I started doing a lot more meditation, grounding a lot more because yeah, my personality would tend to go quite high or quite low, and yoga has really helped me in that over the years to balance me out, and yeah, just getting the good dopamine hits,
Yeah.
yeah, rather than the quick ones, you know, and the things that give me maybe pleasure quickly but not long lasting.
That's a good
Yeah,
point. That's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
But going forward, I'm not going to be doing so much travel, and happy about that because it actually opens opportunities for me to do other things and
Mhm.
explore just yeah other parts of the business, whether it's in my lesmos role or whether it's in my coaching. It just allows me to you know, different opportunities pop up.
It's so
It's
true.
always yeah. I never look at it as a negative. It's like you have different chapters,
Yeah.
and I think that chapter is kind of closing now, and it's like that's a good thing. Now I'm ready for the next chapter. Yeah, I'm always like that. I think yeah,
And I'm
I'm
so
always
excited to see this next chapter in your journey. I'm just so
thank you.
proud of you and so excited for your journey. And you're just glowing and you're such an inspiration to so many people.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I do have a question for you. Someone
Yes.
written in and they asked about with body balance with Les Mills, if you are like a smaller studio or you're an independent instructor and you don't have a gym to go to, is there a way to continue this beautiful practice? Or what tips would you give someone who wants to start it at a smaller studio? Which actually, this would apply for me too, because I do have a small studio too.
Yeah.
This
So
might be my future.
is this is a person that wants to continue doing the practice. So
Mhm.
I guess if they can't get to a gym, it would be our Lesmos on demand. So it's Lesmos Plus is our platform online where all the classes are on there,
Okay. So,
which I have no idea how to do it. But I mean,
as
you
far as
guys
right, grab your phone.
grab your phone, sign up.
Sign up.
Yeah, yeah,
As far
yeah.
as if they wanted to teach it somewhere but didn't have a gym
Ah,
to teach it at.
yeah. So they need to just be affiliated with a club that actually have bought the license.
Okay.
So that's the main thing is affiliating themselves with a club and saying, hey, I'm interested in teaching. And
Okay.
then it's just, you know, just works from there. Yeah. And they give them all the information. Or
Okay.
if you want to create your own license yourself.
Right.
And I know a couple of my girlfriends have done that back in Australia, and they've opened up and just taught body balance and a couple of other programs, I think, out of community halls and things like that. been super successful. So yeah, that's another way if that's a passion of yours.
Yeah, that's a great tip. What tip would
Mm.
you give someone who does have a smaller studio and who's competing with a larger gym to get more clients to their studio to practice this?
Yeah, I think as much as you can trying to, because that's also come across my radar a couple of times when I've been transitioning in and out of jobs is sort of, okay, do I open a studio? I think for me, I think it's always with the studios and from what I know from my experience of being a GFM, a group fitness manager, is to always be actually using that space, because I think that's where a lot of smaller business owners get into trouble, when there's sort of certain classes in the morning and then the evening, and then there's all this space, and then they're just not able to make it, feasible, like financially. So I think for me, I've always thought, oh, coaching and being able to offer other services would be really cool. And I think now people are approaching fitness from a wellness perspective. It's not just fitness and I want to, get fit. It's more about I want health.
Yeah.
So I think that's could possibly be a great sort of way to look at it. Putting other things in, just being able to offer different things. Like I noticed a friend of mine yesterday is now working in a studio that has, Reiki and massage and yoga, Pilates, plus some sort of real different classes like boxing classes and things like that. But there's just so many different things, and I think people now are really into their health. I think like the sauna, being able to do a sound bath, meditation practice. So I think, but it's definitely obviously the more offerings that you have, the better. But in saying that, sometimes it's actually just, if it is body balance, if that's your thing, I think that it can be really successful because it is smaller, that it is, you can create that community.
Yeah.
And often that's what people want,
Yeah, very true.
often that, because that actually at the gym I teach at, the big gym in Auckland City, you hardly, it's really hard to get to know people's names because people are coming and going. It's a massive room. Whereas at the Newmarket Club, it's a lot more accessible and you can get to know people's names a lot easier, that sort of thing. So I think there's pros and cons in both. Yeah.
Very true. Good tips. I
Yeah.
love it very much. Yes, I just did the release of the Launch 101, and it was such a beautiful track, such a beautiful practice. So that was really exciting. And we did it outside by the fountain, and I did it
Beautiful.
on my Empowered studio. Shout out Empowered. And that was super just beautiful. And it was, in the evening, the lights were going. I did
Yeah.
Tai Chi yoga and the meditation series I led. And it was just so beautiful, that community.
Yeah. People love body balance. It's, it literally, like when people say to me, yoga has changed my life, and I feel the same. They say that about body balance, because it's a way to get quiet. And, meditation is obviously around awakening, but it's awakening your true self, and the yoga practice is the same. It has that it brings you back to your truth. Well, that's what it does for me. Yoga brings me back to my truth. It grounds me. It makes me, know what's, because it's easy to get lost in all the bright, shiny stuff that's going on out there in the world. And yoga is that vehicle that really grounds me, gets me back in my body, back in my heart space. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to home.
Takes me out of the crazy head sometimes.
I understand. Is
Yeah.
there anything else that you wanted to share with the viewers or let anyone know?
Yeah, just if they're interested in doing some coaching work with me, that would be amazing. I just love this coaching work. It's really transformed my life, and I just want to pay it forward. But I guess if I know that it's not always accessible for people, so I think the main thing is just this self-care, really looking after yourself, and then, because do you want to get to the point where, you're in your rocking chair and you have regrets, or you think, I had this life and I didn't really live the life that I wanted to live. So, yeah, there's always going to be challenges, but, just trying to look at where your victories and challenges are. That's what I ask my clients. Victories and challenges is a good way to think about it, rather than just focusing on the negative things or the things that are really challenging. It's like just celebrating the small wins. Yeah.
I love that so much. It has been such a pleasure. I could talk to you forever.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. And
Yes.
we will definitely have to reconnect again in the future. And I will be following your journey and excited to see everything that's coming.
Well, good luck with yours. And thank you so much.
Thank you so
Namaste.
much. Thank you. Thank you guys. Lots of love and light. Thank you for watching Jacqueline Valdez Live, illuminating the world one voice at a time. Thank you guys. Bye.